We're having this big bash on Canada Day, and there's going to be about 20 bands performing in places like St. John's, Newfoundland, Molson Park, Barrie, and Vancouver. And we also, of course, a special guest appearance from Spinal Tap, who will be performing all 3 shows via one special airplane. We'd like to take you on that airplane. Keep on watching MuchMusic for details. What do you think of Spinal Tap?
Hey, I think it's great. I was in the movie. What do you think I'm going to think?
You were in the movie?
Right at the tail end, me and Cherie Curry.
What did you do in the movie?
The commercial at the very end, where we're selling their greatest hits package at the end. Cherie Curry and I are walking through. Go get the video and look at it. It's right at the very end of it.
Very cool. Do you ever hang with these guys? Or?
I saw Mike McKeon at the Freddie Mercury thing there, and he was beyond tired at that point, you know, so it's like everybody was like...
But do you realize what we're doing with these guys? They're flying
I'm afraid
in.
to ask.
Okay, this is only Spinal Tap would agree to do something like this, right? We start off in Newfoundland, St. John's. They do a gig there. Then we all get on a plane and we fly to Molson Park, Barrie, which is right near Toronto, do another show. After that show, get on the plane and fly to Vancouver and do another show. Would you do something like that?
Well, it depends on what it was. I mean, it also depends on how good your record's doing at that point, too, whether you have to do that or not, you know.
You've got this new record out. Tell me about it.
Well, it's about this big, you know, there's a hole in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's called a CD, actually.
Yeah, right. Spent a lot of money on it. What else can I tell you, you know? I went fishing one time. There's trout that big, man. I mean, it's amazing.
Oh, no. Okay, what's it called? Sorry, we're having fun.
The Crimson Idol.
You sell the record. What's it called?
The Crimson Idol.
Now this
What was that again?
It's called a rock opera.
Yes.
Come on. Wasp does a rock opera.
Well, why not?
Okay, well, tell me about it.
Well, it's a story about a boy named Jonathan Steele, and he grows up in a lower middle class household where he is very unhappy. His parents don't want him. I mean, this boy is a mistake of nature. And he thinks that if he can achieve greatness somehow, that they will accept him. And so he discovers music and he runs off and he becomes one of the biggest things the world's ever seen. And he discovers that that's not going to do it. As a matter of fact, when he becomes the superstar, they reject him even harder than he did.
Now, where does the story come from?
Well, I've lived in LA 15 years and I've seen a lot of this come through there. I mean, there's a song on this album called Chainsaw Charlie, and Charlie represents the machine, or that evil empire out there, which is the record industry and the movie industry out there. And they get these kids and they cut them up into little pieces and they leave them on the roadside for dead, and when they're done, they get somebody to take their place, and another one after that, and another one after that. It's never ending.
The fact that it's a rock opera, is this anything like Tommy or...
Tommy who?
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, I talked to Pete Townsend about this, and he gave me his blessings to do it. But you guys paying your electric bill around here?
What do you mean he gave you the blessings?
I told him what the story was. Well, when we did the last album, Headless Children, we did a remake of the Who song, The Real Me. And so when the album went gold, they were playing Radio City Music Hall in New York, and I went back after the show, there was a party, and I gave him his disc. And so I told him that I had this idea for a long time, and I told him the concept of it, and he basically patted me on the back and said, go for it. So I think it's a great idea, you know.
Fantastic. So
as far as that, you know, hey, I feel like I got the blessings of the master. In that sense, maybe musically there's always going to be comparisons just by putting the sheer title of an opera on it. But as far as the story goes, no, there's nothing. I mean, this story's never been told before. I get asked one question by the fans over and over again. They say, give me some advice. How do I get from where I'm at to where you're at? And so I tell them the same thing over and over again. I say,
sell your soul.
Well, you got to want this really bad. You know, I mean, you got to be willing to pay the price. But these fans, they don't understand what's really involved here.
What's the price? What price do you have?
Well, the price is what I'm talking about in this record, because I thought, okay, I know what I'll do. I'll paint them a picture. I'll tell them a story of the worst possible side of this business. And then once they've heard this, if they still think they want to do this, go for it. You got my blessings. But if you got the slightest inclination, you can live without it. You better seek something else to do, because this will destroy your life. I mean, most people, when they watch this, they don't understand how a band gets from a garage to the stage and the ground that's in between that you have to cover. And you know, the only thing they see is that given band up there on any given night, and they go, oh, isn't this great? And I'm telling you, you don't just waltz up on that stage and start playing. There's a tremendous price that you have to pay to get there. And unless you've got, your skin has the characteristics of alligator hide, you ain't gonna make it in this business.
Now, tell me about the video that we're going to see. This is the first video from the album.
This is called The Idol. This is the title track from it. And effectively what's happening here is the live show has been condensed in 4 minutes because the mirror, which is a very integral part of this story, is Jonathan's alter ego. Jonathan Steele is the central character of the Crimson Idol. And the live, you will see this giant mirror behind the band, and we've already filmed the story because there's 9 characters in this story. You'll see this boy's life story going on throughout the entire show.
You filmed the story?
Oh, it's already done.
What do you mean? It's like a movie?
Yeah. It's
and I don't have a part in your movie?
Whoa, hold on a second.
Cut the interview now. We'll play the video, whatever it's called. Wasp, what's it called?
It's Wasp something or other.
No, what's it called?
You're the host.
It's your video.
This is The Idol.
Play it.